Hello everyone, and welcome to the Mancini A to Z, Pokemon A to Z series on the Mancini The Amazing channel, the series where we take you very slowly through the alphabet. And today we have a returning guest to the channel, but a first-time guest on the Pokemon A to Z series. Please, Mismag, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Mismag. I do draft leagues, and this seems like a real fun concept, so I'm here.
Yeah, it's fun to have someone who's got mostly a lot of cart draft league experience on the channel, as we are going through and using a very wide array of Pokemon throughout this series in a lot of teams that are unconventional, and you can get an idea about how you can use different Pokemon in interesting combinations for draft league, and also sort of what you can do beyond that. So today we have a really interesting combination of Pokemon. So we have, let me get down to it. No, not down to it yet. There's a lot of Pokemon in C. Cryogonal. And Spectrier. So, do you want to take us through Spectrier and how Spectrier is and what it does in Generation 9?
Sure. So, one of the biggest things about Spectrier this generation is it got fairy coverage.
Alright, so we'll start with just an intro of the Pokemon in general and then talk about the gen-specific thing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yep.
So, Spectrier is a pretty good, I would say, offensive sweeper / support mon. Very high special attack and speed stats. Very decent HP stat at base 100. And defenses are not terrible. Physically, it's fairly frail, but the HP really makes up for it. And then, of course, its signature ability, Grimnay, offers it a special attack boost every single time it KOs another Pokemon. So this can get out of control real quickly if you just let it sit there.
Put a Sash Pokemon next to it. Click Brutal Swing. Wait, no, I lost Brutal Swing this gen. Never mind. You can't KO your partner Sash Pokemon with Brutal Swing anymore. Heartbreaking.
Nope.
And yeah, so yeah, the core move, Shadow Ball. I mean, Ghost move, a good Ghost move in general, and then yeah, Draining Kiss is, I assume, the Fairy one. It didn't get like Fairy Wind or anything, right?
Nope, just Draining Kiss.
But 75% recovery is pretty good, because I think Calyrex Shadow had that last generation, and it was quite good with it. So it's obviously good for Spectrier to be able to get it as well. And, you know, fleshing out a Pokemon that was already pretty strong. That said, one of the main things that's been sort of holding Spectrier back from having very strong performances this generation is the fact that 130 speed is so hyper contested in this format, because Tailwind is incredibly easy to do consistently, and there are so many Pokemon with what's it called? Photosynthesis and Quark Drive that leapfrog over that 130 speed, as well as just a bunch of Pokemon that are already naturally faster. You know, there are some Flutter spreads that will run to be faster than this sort of speed tier, and there are plenty of Pokemon that, you know, like Iron Bundle is always incredibly much faster. And it takes very little for something like a Rillaboom that's everywhere in the format to be able to threaten this, despite the fact that it's slower. That's it. Still good. Still has access to Snarl. Still has access to Will-O-Wisp. And now it has access to Terra Blast as well, which is an even greater depth of coverage than the classic Dark Pulse. I think Psychic is also new, but it might not be new.
Actually, I think Psychic is new. I don't think it got Psychic coverage last gen because of Calyrex.
Yeah. Foul Play is something, you know, Wisp. There's like the classic Sub-Wisp set that was around for a bit. Disable is definitely like a pretty relevant thing on a Pokemon that is a Ghost type, though one of the stronger normal types in the format, having functionally Scrappy in Blood Moon on Blood Moon, no, Mind's Eye on Blood Moon, is not great. But still an option. And yeah, it's mostly about doing damage, and then you can scale the damage really quickly, obviously with Grimnay, but mostly with Calm Mind or Nasty Plot, and then you can run more defensive sort of spread. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of Flutter before Flutter, but Flutter is, I'd say, stronger and more consistent. And also the other thing that it used to be quite good at was bulldozing next to a Metagross or like a Solgaleo, and there's no clear body steel type that I'm aware of in the current format. And more Pokemon in general use Clear Amulet and Covert Cloak, so Bulldoze is less likely to drop speed because those two items exist. On top of there being a lot of good ground immunities. Is there a clear body mod in the format?
Dragon Ball.
Sure. Why don't I Terra fire my Dragapult and to get the weakness policy off. Also, Spectrier is faster. Sorry, slower, not faster. So you run like an Adamant Dragapult or a Jolly Dragapult. I mean, Adamant's good with clear body at least.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of offensive pop out of that one.
The other issue, I guess, with weakness policy formats, spread stuff, is that Chiyu and Chien-Pao exist. And that's already a weakness policy just as a Pokemon. And it's not that nowhere near as strong, right? It's not 2x, but often the damage difference is not always relevant. Because if you need 3 hits from a regular move, you still need 2 hits from a 2x move, and sometimes you only need 2 hits from the 1.2x move. You know, if they just live 2 of your attacks, then they will live 1 doubled attack, and they will live 1 1.2x attack, and then not live the next time. Because a lot of the format is very close in terms of how much damage is dealt, and a lot of the investments are pretty precise. You know, unless you're throwing 2 Iron Hands drain punching each other, it is just sort of that is keeping you back. But I do think Spectrier is cool. It's very, very interesting mon to use in draft. But yeah, very speed contested. I had a lot of issues using Noivern in draft, where I was just constantly running into teams that were faster than it very easily, or teams that were running Trick Room and thus didn't care about the Noivern. And I think that could be an issue that Spectrier has. It is definitely underperformed what I might have expected it to do. I think part of that is Wisp is also just less relevant without Dynamax. Wisp was incredibly good if you're Wisping an opposing physical Dynamax Pokemon. Now, Pokemon can Terra into ways that, like into a Fire type and not get Wisped, but they're also not spending Dynamax investment and thus a lot of their overall game state to take advantage of something that Wisp is stopping. And a similar issue with Snarl. Though Snarl's even worse because of the aforementioned Clear Amulet and Covert Cloak. So that's sort of why it's not as good as it's previously been. Very contested, and a lot of the format has shifted in ways that I think limit the impact of Spectrier's solid things. Also, you could use Phantom Force to avoid a Dynamax move, and that was way more relevant than dodging a normal move, because they only had 3 of those, and you were like denying them a buff to both their Pokemon. Or Volcalith, if it was like Charizard or Colossal. So definitely a lot of format changes that have limited what you can do with Spec. I think if Dozo had been more meta at the time that it released, Haze maybe could have been seen play. We saw a lot of Pokemon seeing better usage because they had access to Haze. And Spectrier does have access to it, but we really saw Tatsdozo fall off in Regulations D&E. But still a fun Pokemon. Carmine and Nasty Plot are both really good flex options. And then we have Cryoge. So you said that you had come to respect Cryogonal in recent days. Is that because I think you said you hadn't played with it? Have you played against it or prepped with it? Or?
Well, I've done a little bit of prepping with it, helping other friends for other leagues where they had it, and I've played against it a few times. I did draft it one time last generation, and it was a lot of fun. I think the thing that I came to respect about it more is that, especially in this new dynamic of terrestrialization, like the solo ice type just is not as big of a hindrance as it was last generation.
For sure.
Like I could just tear into an electric type and have no weaknesses, and just sit there.
And you resist your previous steel weakness.
Yep.
Or you can Terra Steel and resist most of your weaknesses, but not fire. Yeah, Freeze Dry I think is just a ridiculously good move. The 95 special attack is enough. No, it's not Iron Bundle. It's not Articuno, but it is enough. And Levitate is a good ability. The 50 defense is a lot more annoying on Cryoge than the 60 is on Spec, not only because obviously it's 10 more on Spec and 20 more HP, but also because it has access to Wisp. You do have access to Reflect and Light Screen, which I do think is something you can do with good effect on Cryogonal, because you are just often running Freeze Dry. But it does have coverage in Flash Cannon, and that's really about it. I don't think Chilling Water or Ancient Power are great. Then you can run Terra Blast if there's a matchup that calls for it. But it is really the Icy Wind thing. It's the Frost Breath to proc a like a Tauros or a Primeape or something. In terms of your other options, it has access to Solar Beam. Did it always have Solar Beam?
Yep, always had it.
I don't think I've ever run it. It has Iron Defense, but no Body Press. I want to use that base 50 defense to something real. But it does have access to Recover. Obviously less consistent than last gen, but I don't think the 8 PP on Recover has been a massive change for VGC the same way it has for singles. I
Agreed.
think, yeah, you could also theoretically like side Icicle Spear an Annihilate or something like that. Yeah, but Ice Sharding, weakness policies and all that with like a Halucha. I think there's like some fun options you can do on this mod. It's definitely a mod I'd consider. Oh, that's right, it's got Acid Armor as well as Iron Defense. This is so much better than Iron Defense. Then, instead of raising your defense to, 28? No, to 48, you can raise it to 64 stages. So much better. But, yeah. I think Mist is also funny. There are probably some comps that would be, like, relevant against. But probably not generally good. And you can pair it with a Slowking to get the +1 defense from Snow.
There you go.
Because, you know, those Pokemon, it seems to... Oh, it has Explosion, of course. Base 50 attack, my favorite number. I think that Freeze Dry is definitely the main thing that stands out. And I probably would, with Spectrier, want to use, like, a screen set. Is that also something that you feel like might be the more reasonable option, or...?
Yeah, I could get behind that. Screen set and some, like, speed control, maybe with, like, Icy Wind.
Yeah, I'm thinking just, like, Freeze Dry, Icy Wind, Reflect, Light Screen. And then do go with that Terra Electric. We could do Protect instead of Freeze Dry, but I do think I think Freeze Dry is just a good move. Is there sort of a relevant jump point around this base 105 speed that we should be looking at? Because we're slower than the Ogapons. Like, is there something below us we should be going for? We could do... Like, Fun T is a Pokemon that has seen some tournament usage at base 101. Is there anything above that? Just look at the speed. Let's look at Pokemon by speed. Any of the 105 mons relevant? Not really. Any of the 104 mons relevant? No, there's Garchomp at 102. Sure, we'll run speed for Garchomp.
Garchomp. Yeah.
170. That's right. I'm sure that this 4 defense and 4 special and 12 special attack, no, 12 defense will come in very relevant. And then, like, I would want to lean towards like a Citrus Berry, more long game sort of Spectrier, potentially Calm Mind even.
Okay, I can get behind that, especially with the screen support.
So I think this is what I think. You could do Wisp instead of Protect as well, and then I do think the Terra Fairy. Could definitely do Wisp instead of Protect. Could also do Nasty Plot instead of Calm Mind. I think maybe Calm Mind makes more sense with Wisp, and then Nasty Plot makes more sense with Protect.
Yeah, I could see that because of how fast you're scaling.
Yeah.
Whereas like you Wisp them and Calm Mind, then they're struggling to hit you on both offenses.
Yeah, and then I want to try and run speed for like some of the. I think just for Modest Flutter, or no, I was gonna say Modest Bundle, but I've not seen a Modest Bundle. So yeah, it is. I think a lot of it is about. Well, but the other thing is right with when you're running Calm Mind, it's because it's scaling up your special defense and you're taking special moves better. And when you're running Wisp, it is functionally scaling up your defense by reducing the power of incoming physical attacks. So you're sort of double dipping there, and you know you may as well take advantage of the fact you're double dipping. I do think I want to put the stats in defense, but do you think that it might be better to invest in like the special attack or the special defense?
Yeah, I could see at least a little bit of investment in special attack or special defense. Just, I mean, we're hitting pretty hard, even with the base 145, even if we get no setup out of Calm Mind. So,
Hmm.
I guess you could just throw the rest in defense. It would make your longevity with Wisp a lot better.
Take more advantage of Wisp. Something like this, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I've gone out 201 is HP is only more efficient than the defensive investment when it is less than double the defense number. So once we hit 203, it's not as efficient as the putting the 4 in special defense, or let alone the extras in physical defense. But when you're Calm Mind up, then it scales differently because you are increasing that stat, and like the same sort of logic applies with Assault Vests and Eviolite. So I think we need some stuff that supports these Pokemon. Do you have anything particular in mind? I think there is a prominent support Pokemon that seems like it would make some sense. Oh, actually, there's a Pokemon that used to be really good in the format that I think would be really interesting to combine with this team as well.
Let's hear it.
Glamora. Because if we're using the screens and like a longer game Draining Kiss thing, the Toxic Spikes could be really relevant.
I like it.
And then that sort of makes me then want to put in maybe like an Intimidate Mon and then Tatstone. I don't know. So yeah, just the standard. Probably want Gem in the first lot. Spiky Shield. We could do Mortal Spin.
Yeah, I like the Mortal Spin.
Just because, covers if we aren't being hit. And then, well, if we're Spiky Shield, we're probably Sash, right?
Yep.
We could do the Assault Vest version instead. Toxic Debris is when you're hit by a physical attack, so I think I'd probably go with the Sash version. And then, last but not least, do you have a preference between like Earth Power, Energy Ball, and Sludge Bomb?
I feel like Sludge Bomb would probably be my event, because like Mortal Spin's really just to get like the poison chip.
Yep. And then probably Terra Cross. Do we have Funny Terra Electric? And then you just, I think, do this. Because, we're Focus Sash. Probably not going to get too much out of it, and if we are, it's probably going to be by leveraging the Terra Grass. So, do you have a preference for Intimidate Pokemon?
Let's look at all the options.
There's a lot of them. I have used many of them in the series. And in fact, the ones that I have not gotten to yet in the series are Gyarados down to Quillfish. No, I haven't done Salamence yet, but I did just do Squawkabilly. So Salamence to Gyarados, I haven't used it, I haven't had episodes. Though I definitely have used Overquill, Salamence, Lando, and I think Bostiff on other teams. Because obviously they're all pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe some Salamence would be nice.
Sure,
Probably some
Salamence.
Tailwind option.
Salamence is very good in the current format. Do you prefer like the helmet version of Salamence, or like the what's it called? Help! I am stupid. Clear Amulet.
What's the helmet version? I'm actually not familiar with that one.
I think it's the one that has most recently seen performance. I mean, they're often very similar sort of spreads, but obviously the main difference is what moves you're running. I think that you tend to run Ironhead more on Clear Amulet sets, but Ironhead's less relevant on helmet sets because you are getting your attack dropped more likely. But I think it would basically just be like this, and then you decide between Ironhead, Draco, Dragonclaw.
Oh, so it's mixed? Oh, let's see.
Well, it can be mixed. It can be mixed. If you're not running Clear Amulet, like if you're running Life Orb or Helmet, or even like especially Scarf, you definitely consider mixed a lot more than if you are running Clear Amulet, because Clear Amulet's good because you're immune to Intimidate yourself. And like Dragon Dance is, I think, a lot worse on a helmet set.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, Could go Draco.
Sure. With Draco, then, we probably still want to go Terra Steel. Are we ever going Terra Fire or Poison? It's not Fire. I think Terra Poison. I think Terra Poison was the one that I saw on the helmet, because you really want to maintain the fighting resist if you're trying to use helmet.
Right. That makes sense.
I try to like remember these things without checking, and I don't know why I am not checking. So here's one of the spreads that I am just sorry, that's meant to be adamant. Oh wait, is that meant to be adamant? What's the mixed one? Yeah, apparently the mixed spread is still just adamant. What is the Draco for then? Let me just, sorry, I'm gonna pull up let me just pull up some teams.
No worries.
Dude, I find it mildly annoying that it is difficult to find some of the teams.
Yeah, I've noticed that since this like Reg E kind of started hitting its halfway point. I've noticed it's very difficult to find teams a little bit more.
Even with Reg D, I found it a bit more challenging. Okay, so I'm seeing a Draco and Air Slash version of this team with helmet.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Do you prefer Air Slash or Hurricane?
I'm more of an Air Slash kind of guy. Flinch chances are nice.
Sure. And we get more of them with screens, right? We could even do Roost over Protect.
Ooh,
since we have screens. And then obviously we would want to invest in special attack. This mon is such a high special attack, it is pretty crazy.
Right.
There we go. And then, do you want to do the Tatsdozo last, or are there other Pokemon that you might want to use? There's definitely plenty of good options for this team, in my opinion.
Yeah, we definitely need some good physical offense, I think, for this team.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think this element's better. Maybe this element should be physical just because of.
Yeah.
That.
Actually, we can do go back to dual wing beat and I guess
Ironhead,
Dragonclaw, Ironhead.
I think Ironhead probably, and then go back to could go back to Protect. Could stay Roost.
Yeah. Can go back to Protect. I think that's fine. Yeah.
And then we would definitely go Terra Steel because we want the synergy with Ironhead. All right, so River 2 Pokemon. Do we want those? What do we want those Pokemon to be? Is the question.
We got some good fast stuff, a little bit of speed control, some good physical. Might be good here. I don't know. Maybe Arcanine. Sui. Seems weird, but.
Yeah, I mean Fire type. Maybe go Fire type, Water type then.
Yeah, I think that should be fine.
Maybe Arcanine, Hissway, and Ogerpon Wellspring.
Ooh, that sounds. Yeah, that sounds like the ticket.
I'm thinking probably an Assault Vest Arcanine since we are using screens. Rock Slide, because that's the move you always want to be clicking. Flare Blitz, E-Speed, and... Oh, we could do Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. We do already have another mon that's clicking random fairy moves. I'm fine with...
Yeah.
The Terra Fairy, Terra Blast is strong. Obviously stronger on Banded, but just always strong. Turns out good moves are good. We have Tailwind on this team, so definitely think the Adamant version of the set is pretty good. And yeah, Ogerpon Wellspring I think is the fun Pokemon here. Because, you know, it can redirect for both Cryogonal and Spectrier. Sorry, Ivy Cudgel. Do we want to have Spiky Shield, or do we ever eschew Spiky Shield in favor of Sword Stance?
I think we can probably get away with the Sword Stance maybe on this team, just to leverage some offensive pressure. We've got a good amount of protects elsewhere on the team, including a Spiky Shield on Glimmora. I think we can manage.
For context, we have two other Pokemon with Protect.
Yep. I think it'll be fine.
All right. We don't want to Protect. That will just stall out our own screens, right? So, what I do tend to do in this series is always bring the main Pokemon, which are these two. So do we feel like we would be happy using, like, Cryogonal, Spec, Glim, Salamence? I think the answer is yes. Do we feel happy using Cryogonal, Spec, Glim, Arcanine? That might be a bit of a challenge. It is a bit water weak. And then Cryogonal, Spec, like Salamence, Arcanine, definitely. Cryogonal, Spec, Salamence, Ogerpon for sure. Arcanine, Ogerpon for sure. Glim, Ogerpon for sure. Yeah, feels good. Now, let's have a go. So I'll click the buttons game 1.
Okay.
And we'll see how we go from here. Okay. Hard Trick Room. We did not bring an anti-Trick Room deck.
Just gotta KO them first.
Yeah, just flinch them with Arcanine, right?
Yep.
I think I want to lead Arcanine Glimmora.
I can get behind that.
We're still bringing Cryogonal and Spec, even though they are definitely not the best options here. Okay, they brought Trick Room, though that might have been attack boosting, but we've intimidated it. Oh, they are probably like the Brutal Swing weakness policy thing. I keep running into these weakness policy Armarouges.
It's a good set.
Sure, I'll pretend it is, for your sake.
Yes.
So, I kind of want to just E-speed the moon. I don't want to Rock Slide or Flare Blitz it.
I think that's reasonable. Oh, that's definitely a weakness policy.
Oh yeah, no, there was no doubt in my mind that it was weakness policy. Wait, it's not even getting the weakness policy off though. They're playing really hard around Rock Slide. Okay, let's see Indeedee come in and take a Mortal Spin Poison. Don't worry guys, we have a very high special attack stat.
That is the fastest Armarouge this
Indeedee's gone again. That is a very fast Armarouge. Conveniently, it's not a very high special attack boosted one. I kind of want to just Spiky Shield and switch in like Cryogonal.
I think that's fair.
Did I wind up putting the extra Cryogonal EVs in just a defensive bit?
No real telling what they're going to plan to do now. I mean, that Armarouge is quite fast.
And not special attack boosted, because it hasn't gotten the weakness policy off. If I did Rock Slide, they would have died to poison. I should have done that. It didn't even do half. Oh my god! And they took the damage.
Yeah, they took Spiky Shield chip. That's pretty good.
I mean, it is dead. The Cryogonal is dead here. I want to bring Arcanine in the Glim slot, and then just throw up a light screen.
Sounds good to me.
I entirely expect this Cryogonal to die. I don't think Breaking Swipe should Oko. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Cuckoo Kachu. Go Glim. Spiky Shield, switch and Spec.
Yeah, because
this isn't great. I really wish I'd just Rock Slid turn 1.
Yeah,
Mortal Spin.
Spec should be able to take a Expanding Force pretty fine.
Yeah, definitely. Cryogonal took it incredibly well. I don't know if it'll take the double up, but we'll see. It should with the Citrus, yeah. Oh, they went for Yusan. Interesting. They brought in a Bronzong here. You know, if I was predicting what Pokemon they were going to bring in, Bronzong was not even on that list.
Right.
I wish we had Protect on spec. Protect on spec here is like
Me
GG.
too. Yeah, we could just stall out the last turn of taking terrain. But we got a ball.
The moon is an issue. I think we have to save the spec, which I think means sacking Arcanine and just power gemming Armarouge here.
I think that's fair.
I think we probably lose. They went for... okay, interesting. I'm hoping Roaring Moon comes out. I don't think it matters which one comes out, but I'm hoping Roaring Moon comes out.
I think that'd be nice. Oh, it's indeed.
So the reason this is a challenge is because I can't wisp the Bronzong. So I think I have to Calm Mind a spec here and just Sludge Bomb the Indeedee. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that's gotta be the play. If we can get rid of Indeedee quickly, we can potentially bring this back. That did a lot too.
Okay, they have a Toxic Spike up, so the Roaring Moon is poisoned. Ooh, that's bad. On the plus side, well, no, they're weakness policy, right? Okay, I wish I'd just wisped the Bronzong. Do we think the Indeedee is... no, it's not Helmet, because it was eject button. I want to Draining Kiss the Indeedee, but I should probably just Shadow Ball the Bronzong, right?
Yeah, I guess at this point, probably. I feel like they just click follow me anyway, so you might be better off with the Draining Kiss.
Alright. Skill Swap. Levitate. What? I guess I don't get a special attack boost.
Why did they give you... I'm more impressed they clicked Hyper Voice. Oh, you must have been reading Terra.
I don't know what Terra they were reading.
The one that leaves you not a ghost type anymore, clearly.
I'm just gonna wisp the Bronzong slot. Oh no, they're terrified, but also went for the other move. They definitely stored power last, right? They got rid of Levitate so that they can get the Psychic Terrain boost on stored power. This turn I have to stop. I have to Terra Fairy this turn. I think we do lose because of the special defense boost on the Bronzong.
On the Bronzong.
I think it's possible we also just died to the stored power plus Roaring Moon move. But we did go for the special defense. Okay, they went for Body Press. What? Oh, we've speed tie Roaring Moon. I'm going to change our speed to be faster than Roaring Moon.
Okay.
That makes sense to you, yeah?
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, that Body Press did way too much as well. So I don't think they have stored power anymore. And I wish I had not gone for Terra there. Oh no. Sometimes I wind up on low ladder as a result of obviously using jank teams, and then I just run into even weirder teams. And they confuse the hell out of me. And then I lose.
That's Pokemon for you in a nutshell.
Alright, you click the buttons this time.
Alright.
This seems like a good Cryogonal lead.
Oh boy, this team. You got Mouse Ape and Pow Knights, my dreaded nemesis. Yeah, I like Cryogonal.
Cryogonal Wellspring?
Yeah, actually. That looks nice.
I mean, we don't really care that much about Torn, right? We're leading Cryogonal to beat Torn
Yeah.
because screens means that Torn isn't doing anything.
Yeah. Definitely want Spectrier on the back.
Yeah, I think Cryogonal, Ogerpon, Spec, and maybe Arcanine?
Yeah. My end is not real. They led this, so they're gonna probably get screens up and possibly click Weak Winds.
They could also click Freeze Dry.
I'd click Freeze Dry. I think I'm maybe a little more concerned.
I like the idea of clicking Light Screen and Terra Water Swords Dancing.
Yeah, I was liking that as well. Yeah, because then I'm not quite weak to Freeze Dry from their end.
Now I would probably just click Icy Wind once. Break any potential sashes. Do you have the Swords Dance in extra time? Or are we at this point where we think we just start hitting? No, I don't think we start hitting. I don't think we can start hitting it. I think Ivy Cudgel should kill Taunt, but I don't think we are KOing Ninetales reliably yet. I don't think we really want to KO Taunt because we don't care much about it.
Alright, so let's do another SD.
We cannot do another SD.
And Encore.
Okay. Well, there's a funny double up on their end. So we Icy Wind and switch in Arcanine?
No real choice there. That's
so far our opponent haven't done anything. Okay, now they've done something.
Well,
we just gave them a Defiant boost. We just gave them 2 Defiant boosts. Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that was a mistake.
That's not good.
So I think we immediately need to Terra Blast Fairy this Annihilate. And
click
Reflect.
the Reflect button. Oh, but we used our Terra on Ogerpon.
We did use our Terra on Ogerpon. That is very very astute of you. We definitely need to click Reflect, and I guess we Flare Blitz the Arcanine. The Ninetales, not the Arcanine.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no, we need to switch Cryogonal. They gotta Encore us. Okay, they didn't Encore us, it's fine. Oh. Alright, it's plus 5 million. Yeah, that makes sense. So, Spectrier time.
Well, I can't keep clicking Ice then, so I guess we Freeze Dry the Annihilate.
I think we Wisp the Annihilate. And Freeze Dry it. Yeah, just go for the... Or we could just go for the Freeze. We could just double it with Shadow Ball and, thing. With Shadow Ball and Freeze Dry and hope it freezes. It's leftovers.
I feel like... Yeah, I feel like burn it. Did they Terra yet? No.
No, they have not Terra.
Right, let's do the Shadow Ball. They might Terra Fire here. Okay, yeah. Good call.
We need the Freeze anyway.
That's up.
Oh, right. The Ninetales is still faster than Cryog. I was like, Spec's faster. But... Yeah, okay. Well, that's game over. Well, just get the Wellspring crit, right?
Yeah. Easy.
And Freeze Dry the Ninetales.
Well...
Okay, we didn't need a crit.
Didn't need the crit there.
Oh my god, the absolute chattiest Cryogonal.
They had mouthful back.
Yeah, they did.
Now I just like...
We just Freeze Dry and Ivy Cudgel the Mouse Hold, right?
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Because, like, I feel like Ninetales is just going to continue to spam Icy Wind. Yeah, it's going to be the Super Fang version. That makes sense.
Hopefully the Freeze Dry KOs.
Probably lives on like 3.
It lived on 3.
Exactly 3.
Well, now we Icy Wind and we Ivy Cudgel the Ninetales, right?
Yeah. Or alternatively, we can Icy Wind. Oh, we don't have
Spiky Shield? No. Also, we would get Encored.
Yeah. True. Yeah, okay, they Super Fang that slot.
Yeah, but they haven't done anything to our team in like 5 million years.
Yeah. Annihilate got a couple of quick KOs, but they haven't actually done anything since then.
Like, it's just been Super Fang damage.
Yep.
So do we think Freeze Dry would KO Tornadus is the main question.
Honestly,
I don't think so.
Doubtful. I like Light Screen.
I don't love it because of the whole Encore Taunt thing.
Good point.
I think we just double the Taunt here with Freeze Dry and Ivy Cudgel. Yeah.
Alright.
I think it's Bleak Winding here. Oh, it went for Snowscape. It went for Aurora Veil.
It actually went for Snowscape. That's
okay. Well,
okay.
Who cares? We won. What a weird combination.
What an interesting team.
What an interesting smell you've discovered. Okay.
Wow. Oh I'm glad we got that one on video. I would have.
That's a team. I didn't even know that Molten on Snowscape.
Yeah, Torin gets all the weather moves. It's like literally the
Sandstorm?
best prankster weather. Yeah, every last one gets every prankster weather move. So good.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's cool. I'm pretty sure that's a new thing, but I don't know. I might be wrong.
No, you're right. It only got sun and rain last gen.
So it seems like screens are really good here. It seems like Mortal Spin's really good here. Do you want to lead Cryogonal Glamora, and then just have like Spec and Ogerpon, Salamence in the back?
I think that's fair. I gotta watch the Intimidate
Or
usage with
yeah, I don't want to bring
there.
the Intimidators, but I think that we do need Salamence.
Alright. I dig it.
Alright, so I'm going to lead Cryogonal Glamora and then bring Spec and Salamence. It could be Ogerpon. Do you prefer Ogerpon?
Here I think I would prefer Ogerpon, yeah.
Okay.
Bundle hands.
So I want to Freeze Dry Bundle and Spiky Shield, but I don't know if that actually makes sense. I could.
I agree with
Screen?
Spiky Shields.
Could switch.
Not sure what you want to do.
Could switch Spec in the Cryo slot.
I guess that's not so bad, because it'll live a Hydro Pump if that's what they go for, and it'll obviously get the fake out.
Or a Drain Punch.
Nice.
I want to Wisp the hands, and I kind of want to Terragrass Power Gem the bundle. Is that good to you?
I'm not sure if we need to pull the trigger on Terra yet, just because we have the Sash.
We do have the
I think
Sash.
you
We
can
do have the
just
Sash.
I think you can just do the raw Power Gem.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, I'm glad I didn't Terra, I
it.
suppose. Heavy Slime. Interesting. I would not have predicted that turn.
That looks like
How much do you think we take from Hydro?
maybe 40%, depending.
40.
Maybe
Okay.
30, maybe 30 to 40%. You mean on Spectrier, right?
Yeah, on Spec. I kind of want to Draining Kiss the hands and Power Gem the bundle.
I like that play. I can get behind that. Yep.
Well, see you around, Iron Bundle. I just want to Wisp the King Gambit here. And Spiky Shield.
Yep. Perfect play, in my opinion.
Alright. What do we have in the back? Cryo and Ogerpon. Oh, this is really good. Oh my god. They even faked out the guy. Alright, do we die? I don't know. We might. We did not. I want to bring in Ogerpon. I think. And just like Power Gem the King Gambit, I guess. I don't want to get suckered on Spec, but I'm fine getting suckered on Glamora.
I might swap in Ogerpon and maybe Sludge Bomb the hands.
I'm more scared of the King Gambit than I am of the hands.
I guess that's fair. Well, I'd be curious to see how much King Power Gem does to that King Gambit.
We want to know which of these is Assault Vest, right? Okay, they didn't go for Sucker.
Yeah, I think
it's a very powerful Drain Punch for
Assault
0%. I know for sure that one of them is, and I would definitely guess the hands, but I don't know. Now I just go Cryo and Reflect. And, do we go for Cudgel or Sword Stance?
I like Cudgel.
Alright, into King Gambit?
Yeah, I think that's fair, just to get rid of the priority pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do a lot to Cryo with Drain Punch if they go for it, but I don't really care. Again, I'm not super concerned about this hands, because it is weak to Draining Kiss. The King Gambit is not, and the King Gambit also presses Sucker.
I agree with that.
Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh, they're dying.
Hey, look.
They're dying to burn this turn. Oh my god, it's not even to a KO. Oh, burn is such a strong Such a strong effect. Alright. Okay, it is Sinistra, so I'm glad that Cryogonal's still alive. I'm also glad that King Gambit is dead. I really want a Swords Dance here and just freeze dry the Sinistra.
I think that's not an unreasonable play. And then we can start doing like Horn Leeches, because I want to say Hands tries to go for Wild Charge. No, just trying to get rid of the Cryogonal.
So I want to Horn Leech the Hands here. And freeze dry the Sinistra.
Makes sense. It probably just clicks Magic Gotcha, but we should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, getting burnt would obviously be frustrating. I think that's really the only issue I would have. And I never get Magic Gotcha burns, which means surely my opponent will not either.
Yeah,
they missed.
Wow. They missed Cryo. What a Chad.
That's not working out well for them, my friend.
Yeah, and now it's a 3v1, so that's game over.
Cryo is goated. Oh man, yeah. This is why you run Wisp, and this is also why I'm really surprised they didn't bring Volcarona, because I thought that was somewhat scary. If we if they combined their Deviant Mons with Volcarona, it became a bit of a challenge. Because it was really only Ogerpon and it's only the Intimidate Mons and Ogerpon that could threaten. I guess we'd Power Gem from the Morris one. But yeah, not what they wound up bringing. So that was pretty good. So in my tier list, I currently have Spec at 19. It sometimes feels hard to draft Spec in the current format because Ghost types are the best Trick Room setters, and Spectrier doesn't get Trick Room. And you don't want to pair up a bunch of Ghost and Dark type weaknesses because they are very good types. Because of Pokemon like Spectrier, but also plenty of other Pokemon. So I don't tend to pick up Spec. I've been using like Mimikyu a lot. I have Fluttermane right now. I've used Sableye is also incredible. There's a lot of really strong Ghost types. Obviously, we saw that Spec absolutely can go the distance in this game. And then, what was the other mod? Cryogonal? Cryogonal's cool.
Yep.
I don't know where it is, but I'd probably pick it up wherever I priced it. It's in 6? Yeah, I'd absolutely pick that mod up in 6. I mean, we saw that if you burn and reflect up, it's not even getting 2 Cure by Iron Hands, because that very powerful 12 defense EVs. And probably the fact the Iron Hands doesn't have a lot of attack investment. But, yeah. I mean, I think Cryogonal's really good for 6. Like, it offers very obvious game impact, and Ice types are good. I think Spectrier is really good. Would you consider drafting Spectrier?
Yeah, actually I would.
And how much you reckon when you go for it?
In a points drafts, I think maybe around 17, 16 might be like my sweet spot. One of the things that I have found that makes me not want to draft Spectrier is the, as you mentioned, the abundance of strong Ghost and Dark Pokemon this generation. Like all 4 of the Ruins.
Yeah.
As an example.
Sorry, you mean all 3 of the Ruins that are good?
Well, yes, all 3 of the Ruins that are offensively good and Splutter Spectrier a difficult challenge.
To be fair, I think Spectrier does beat Tinglu, mostly because Tinglu is god-awful in Regulation E. In draft, you could probably run a Tinglu that doesn't lose to the move Wisp, but on ladder, the few that exist do just immediately lose to the move Wisp, because it's just not a good Pokemon. But in draft, you could probably do more with it, but I think you honestly could still beat it. I mean, the Draining Kiss is fine. It's the Jianpao that's faster than you, just naturally, and also bulky for no reason. And then Chiyu has good special defense and is neutral to Fairy, so you're like, running Terra Blast Fire to hit it? You're already taking a lot from Heat Wave. But let alone Overheat, I think like a Scarf Overheat, I think would pick up a Spec. Let's see if they have a Scarf one. They do. Well, they don't have Overheat listed there, but if Fire Blast is doing it, then Overheat will.
Yep.
So that's sort of the issues there. But I think Spec is fun. I think Spec is like super fun. Last generation, if it was ever around in round 3, I would always pick it. But this generation, I haven't done that yet. So I think it's really cool. Draining Kiss is a great improvement. Psychic is fine. Obviously, it doesn't hit Dark type Pokemon, but there are probably some Ghost dual types it can hit fine. No, Ghost. That's not what I mean. Normal dual types it can hit fine. and then Terra Blast exists. But I don't think you often want to Terra this Pokemon because Ghost is a broken typing.
Agreed, especially Mono Ghost.
For sure. Thank you everyone for watching. Please check out Mismag. Their channel will be linked down below. They post predominantly Wi-Fi draft content. Do you have a league that'll be starting up maybe sometime in January, or is there something maybe coming up sooner?
Not necessarily in January, but I do have a few leagues on my channel that are going to be wrapping up over the course of the next few weeks, so definitely come check those out.
Awesome, awesome. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye.